My background is I'm actually a really bad biochemist. Towards the end of my degree, I realised I was so much more interested in drawing. McAllister! So yeah, I don't always manage to get it perfect every time. It's not McAllister, it doesn't look like him. So I have to keep reworking it until I find the perfect one. Do you know the books, the Mr. Men series? I was a big fan of reading these books when I was really small, and I loved drawing and writing and making up stories when I was really little. My mum used to cut paper and staple it into an exact replica of the Mr. Men books, and I would sort of diligently copy all of the writing, and then I would copy all of the pictures and then colour it in with colouring pens. And so I think I just stuck with that system. And obviously as you get older and you put more time in, you start being, taking more sophisticated notes on what you're looking at. When I found watercolour paints, I just thought, this is it. I think I've got 12 colours that I use. I'm so comfortable. I know from looking at this pan, because it's the same one I've used for 10 years, exactly how to make the colour I want. Sometimes with 3 or 4 different ones blended together. So I don't know how conventional that is because I never studied colour theory or illustration. It's all very much just a feeling and a lot of sort of trial and error. And I have my favourites like dark red, dark green, dark purple, dark blue, loads of browns. Oh my god, I love brown. The style is just something I've picked up across years or never strayed from because I thought that's how everyone did it. My dad loves playing cards. It's one of his favourite things in the whole wide world, and he remarried somebody who didn't play cards at all. And I was in my phase of just drawing anything I could as gifts because I really, really enjoyed it. And I thought for his wedding, oh my gosh, well, she really loves fashion and fashion magazines, and I was like, well, why don't I hand make and hand design a playing card pack where all the Jackson Queens and Kings are fashion models from different Vogue fashion magazines. And then of course they refused to play with it because they were like, it's, we'll ruin them, we can't do that. And so then they had me scan them all in, and then they paid to get 5 packs made from, some printing company somewhere. And they came back and they were so fun to use. And at about this time I'd started doing markets. So I took a couple of those packs to market and they sold really quickly and very enthusiastically to the customers. And I was like, oh, maybe this is a good idea. So then I started making themed playing card packs. A customer must have connected the drawings of the music and the playing cards, and they were like, oh, I wish you had a pack that was music themed. But I didn't want to just draw instruments on the cards, and so eventually I had the idea that I would make an African orchestra. And I spent ages trying to work out how to fit the animals into different sections. It was just so clear that I need to draw some more animals because I think people find it very comfortable relating to animals, and they're so sweet and they can have little personalities, and yeah. So that was kind of when the love affair started with drawing animals. And then the pandemic came and the market stopped, and so I couldn't connect with my customers in the same way. So I thought I would make something kind of fun and cheerful that I could send out to my customers, kind of like a Patreon subscription sort of service. And I thought what might be really fun was a newspaper, like a little zine. So I designed this Paw Print Press magazine, which was really just to keep the animals up to date on stuff that was going on in their world, which at the time there wasn't a world. I hadn't even really thought about it. I just thought it was a fun project. And then I kind of realised, well, if they've got a newspaper, they must have a distribution system, and therefore they must have a map. And if they've got a map, they've got cities. And if they have cities, they have order and history. The locations of the different cities, so this one is Bristol, so they all have icons, and they show which species runs it, and then what they're responsible for, farming and agriculture. And this sort of suddenly was across my desk, and I was like, I think there's some stuff here that I could build a story out of. And I started connecting all these different parts of, my business without really realising that I'd sort of been doing that. And that's when I drew McAllister the raccoon. And he's become kind of an integral sort of part of the story. So he's this raccoon who's sort of running around in our time now, in the end, all the planets in our galaxy, or in the universe really, have a titan, and Earth's titan is Gaia. So we know her as like Mother Earth. And so she knows that humans eventually are going to go into space. And she's cool with that, but she does think she'll miss us because we were kind of mischievous and fun. And so she decides she wants to kind of impart that sentience again into some beings at some point after we've gone. And so how she does that is she kind of blesses McAllister the raccoon, who's in our time. And so she blesses him with all these powers and sort of gives him this duty where he has to sort of go and find these 12 animals who are going to become the leader animals in the future. And there are 12 of them, so there are 4 from land and 4 from air and 4 from sea. And together they kind of represent the vast expanse of different animals that exist. And when he finds them, he has to create these portals, which is cool because Guy has given him the power to do this, so it's not really a problem. He makes these portals and he kind of lures them through the portals, and then these animals end up in the future, so 700,000 years from now. This is the original of McAllister's house. So he is down here in his little office dreaming up some memory that he's then writing up, but essentially that's his front door and his conservatory and sunbathing deck and all the other rooms you'd expect a very bougie raccoon to have. I also like it when people see a particular illustration, they're like, oh, this is so perfect for this person in my life. Because it's nice when you find the right gift for someone. It's kind of a relief, isn't it? When you're like, God, I've got to find this perfect present for someone. And then when you find it, that's really sweet. And oh, I love it when little kids come back with their pocket money, like week after week, well, not every single week, but when they do. And you know, their parent usually say, oh, they've been saving up their pocket money because they want to come and buy another sticker. And it takes a lot of restraint for me to not be like, well, you can buy one sticker and then you can have like 3 more because you just want to, because they're kids. It's so nice when you find something that you really like and that, you know, you feel like you're proud of. You know, I really think that I'm going to do this for the rest of my life, and I don't mind if not everybody likes it. It was such a gift when I was little to have, well, those worlds to step into and enjoy.